Hello people, this is the second part of my guide to Shaco. This guide contains more advanced tactics than the first part and might require more training. I'm gonna start by talking a little bit about the viable summoner spell picks and builds, and then going to show you cool tricks with abilities and some counter jungling methods too. Okay, so let's skip the waiting and get to the point. Most often seen Shaco summoner spells are Smite and Ghost. Almost all the pros use this combination at least. As I said in the first part, I personally prefer Ignite over Ghost to secure the kills. Exhaust is pretty solid pick too, since it almost always guarantees a win in one-on-one situation. Teleport is a good counter jungling spell, since you are able to teleport to a Jack in the boxes and wards. Some people like to use Flash with Shaco, but since you have Deceive, you should not need it. Just try to think twice before using Deceive. To talk about the rest summoner spells, Shaco's ultimate works as a free cleanse to almost all CC, so you don't need cleanse summoner spell. Rally and Revive are just stupid, and someone else than you in your team should pick Fortify. A quick word about the possible builds. This build is against teams with 3 or more squishies, such as metagame. As a jungler, you start with cloth armor and 5 health potions. If your ganks go well, grab a lantern and rank 1 boots from your first recall. Follow with Mercury Treads or mobilities. I personally prefer Mercury Treads since it helps you escape those nasty situations where you don't have mana for abilities. Grab Brutalizer next and start doing your Trinity by starting with Sheen. Sheen gives you nice burst damage to your openers. If your team is on the lead, grab Yumu for more damage. If not, get Guardian Angel. Buy both anyway. Finish this build with Banshee's Wail. With this build, you are actually enough tanky to join team fights. If you are not jungling, skip Lantern from this build and replace it with Stark's Fervor or Bloodthirster. The problem with Stark's Fervor is the debuff that the enemy can see when you are stealthed nearby. This build is against teams with many tanky champions. You start as you always do in the jungle, but instead of Lantern, you get only Gloves and Scepter. Pick Mercury Treads or Sorcerer's Boots for magic penetration to your upcoming Madrid's Blood Razors. Next up is the Wit's End. It gives you nice damage buff, survivability and attack speed for your Madrids. Now finish the Madrid's Blood Razors and start beating the shit out of your enemies. In this point, if your team is doing well, go for the Gunblade for extra damage. If you are losing, pick Guardian Angel for survivability. Finish the build with one of the items listed above. This build is actually pretty tanky too, but that's what it requires if you want to be able to deal damage at melee range in teamfights. Oh, and by the way, ability power Shaco is unviable. Now let's talk about the abilities. First off is Shaco's passive, Backstab. It is pretty self-explanatory. Hitting the enemy to the back gives you 20% damage boost. Please do it always when possible. Next up is Deceive. Deceive is an inbuilt flash with 3 seconds stealth. This ability is problematic since its mana cost reduces each rank by 10, but it actually is not the ability you want to max first. This ability will cause you to go out of mana. Use it with caution. In this clip you can see how I dodge skill shots with Deceive and instantly return the favor. I actually did these clips with my colleague Uni since I wanted this guide out as soon as possible and I didn't have the time to record clips from an actual game. Same thing here. I leap to the enemy and set box to her back to get the fear. She ends up using ultimate and I dodge it with mine. This clip is from one of my videos. Malzahar comes up to me and starts beating my ass, so I decide to escape, but Caitlyn shows up. Remember to place boxes to brush for fears. They help you a lot in escaping. See how I deceive towards their base, not ours. That's how it should be done. Try to deceive to most unpredictable spot nearby. Sometimes deceiving to the same place you are might be the best option. With Deceive, you are able to eat up a whole exhaust without taking any damage. Look at this. As you have seen in my guides, Jack-in-the-Boxes work as an ultimate gank and harass ability. They can also be used as wards, but since their duration is only 1.5 minutes, they are not that useful. In this clip I am trapping people in their jungle after a successful teamfight. Basically they think that it is safe to move up to their jungle, but I have set boxes on the route and pick easy kills by kiting them from bush to bush. In these clips you are able to see how Shaco is able to block physical things such as Rammus's powerball with boxes. This works only when the boxes are visible though. It is a shame that the powerball's crash animation bugs with this skin. There's only one thing to remember about 2-shift poison. If you are chasing an enemy, do not use it too early, or you might not catch her. Shaco's ultimate is a strange ability. It creates a copy of yourself, which deals 80% of your attack damage. Nowadays enemies cannot recognize wrong or right Shaco by looking at your items. Use this ability to mess up with the minds of your enemies. First of all, you are able to dodge enemy skill shot and traveling projectiles, including Cartus's Requiem, by timing this ultimate right. If the skill hits you while you are poofing, you dodge it. This is maybe the stupidest way of using Shaco's ultimate, but it sometimes works. I command my clone to tower dive Caitlyn, and as it distracts, it takes Caitlyn with him. Okay, this trick is a harder one. I noticed too late that I have initiated a bad fight, and I don't have Deceive left. I pop my ultimate to get enough time for Deceive's cooldown to come off. See how I place myself attacking Caitlyn, acting like the clone, and put my clone to run away like a player would do. Remember to pick safe place to recall. Shaco is an epic counter jungler. Let me talk about it a bit. First of all, here are some good spots to place your boxes to reveal the enemy jungler. This jungling route is totally optional and risky, but it is very good against champions that cannot gank without red buff, like Warwick. Remember to ask for clairvoyance from your support. You don't want to go to the enemy red if the enemy jungler starts from that side. You will get ganked. Remember to place a box far in that brush. You can use it for escape or to kill the lizard easier. Oh, by the way, at the start of the game you should ask your support to drop a ward to your red, to avoid yourself getting counter-jungled. After the recall to safety, just start ganking and protect your own red lizard. Okay, that's about it. Thanks for watching and I hope it will help you in your future Shaco games. Be sure to thumbs up if feeling like it.